A furnace isn't too complicated, but just like changing the oil in your car, a furnace needs to be maintained to keep it running at its very best. A furnace should be serviced once a year, and that's normally best in the fall before the heating season kicks into high gear. Now, there's some things a homeowner can do, but it should be done by a qualified HVAC technician. A forced air furnace like this takes air from the building through this large duct called the return. Air comes down to the bottom and there's a fan, also called a blower, and that pushes that air up across a heat exchanger. Now, there's a gas flame inside that heat exchanger to heat the air. That air goes by the heat exchanger out through this supply duct right here and out to the registers back to the building. One of the first things I check is the air filter. Now, this is always positioned on the return side, and this is designed to collect hair, dust, pet dander, just about anything, as you want the air going back to the building to be clean. Now, if a filter is dirty, the air works a lot harder to get back to the furnace. That drops the efficiency on the furnace and it can lead to service issues. Replacing a filter is something the homeowner can do. You need to get the exact replacement filter. The nice thing is they are labeled so you can see the size you need. You want to change these filters at least once per season, and more if you've got pets. Now, you also want the filter to be oriented in the right direction. You can see an arrow right here indicating that the air will return this way. Anytime you have combustion, you need to have fuel. In this case, it's gas that comes to these burners, and oxygen or air. Now, on a modern furnace, you might get your air from outside through a PVC pipe. But on this vintage of furnace, an older unit, it's going to get its air from inside the building, and that'll come in through louvers like this on the front. That means you have to be careful of contaminants. If you've got a basement laundry room, you don't want to have lint and dust, or a basement workshop where sawdust could come in. You really want to keep this area of combustion clear. And that's something the HVAC tech will check. As part of the annual service, the HVAC technician can do a combustion efficiency test to determine the percentage of the fuel that you paid for gets used. Now, this older unit is burning at about 81.6%. Modern furnaces can be as high as 97%. They'll also check the very important safety devices and sensors built into any furnace. Two things they're worried about: how to make sure this furnace will run through the long and very cold winter. And the other is that if any device failed in here, that the unit would fail safe and shut the gas off. With proper maintenance, a furnace should last at least 20 years. This is a case where an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.